I don't mean to offend you, or
you're not offending me whatsoever.
But I definitely disagree with the feeling that we need to be sleek and modern. And on the new logo, I noticed that the letters Brownsville were in gray. I even asked my mom, what do you think? Am I looking at this weird? And my mom said it, and she pinpointed it. She's like, Jessica, there is absolutely nothing gray about Brownsville. And that's how I feel, and that's how 72% of the 677 people that took this survey felt. And so I would gladly love to take your data and use it for our marketing purposes, but I definitely would like to see the logo reworked. I know that as soon as it went viral on Facebook, we had students sending us logos and things, and they all had very symbolic pieces of Brownsville, like our parrots and the rocket and the Risakas and the palms and things like that. So I don't know, it would be up to the commission. Maybe, I don't know how everybody else feels, but I would like to open maybe a competition or something, because so many people got involved in this. It was huge. I would like to give the public a chance to come to us and tell us exactly, to prove what our data says, and come up with this incredible logo. And maybe if Pete even lets us, offer a very, very unique scholarship to somebody who could produce something that's worthwhile, and whether it be a logo or an honorary logo, something that we use on certain things, I would like to see something like that, because I love all of the work that you do, and I agree with all of your data, but I absolutely disagree with shedding everything that Brownsville is to portray ourselves differently in the media. I just don't think
we have public hearing, and appreciate those comments.
Yes, please. And one final comment, Mayor, that I'd like to say is, and you're right about that, we have to deliver. We have to deliver on what this promise is. That's part of what this logo and tagline are. We got to have, when people come here, oh, that's not the city that I thought it was going to be. So that has to be part of the thinking process too.
Okay.
But I respect your opinion by all means.
Commissioner, could you?
Yes, you mentioned about this is for Texas begins. I got one better. This is for the United States of America begins. Nobody else, like Brownsville, can write about this. If you can figure a way to put it in there, I guarantee you it's a strong message.
Okay.
It's a strong message.
Thank you, Ernesto. It's a public hearing, and I appreciate everybody's comments. So this is your time to visit with us about, any comments. Any other commissioners?
Well, I would like to say, and I'd like the record to reflect that I was a participant of these meetings, but I didn't have any actual vote. I was just the commission's representation. And I do want to thank on public relations, because the process was very extensive. So thank you for all of your hard work and effort. And whatever the commission decides, I think Ron has demonstrated that he's willing to continue to work with us, and we want it to be a successful marketing and rebranding plan.
So this motion would be to, well, first we'd close public hearing, but the reason that I ask is because I would like to make a motion to have some input from the youth of our city. And I'd like to see if anybody can come up with something that the commission might like to look at.
Well, I'm still, Commissioner, did you want to say something?
Yes, Mr. Mayor. Well, welcome home, Mr. Oliveira, and I just want to say, so that you can change from, in Austin, you have the Texas Chili Parlor, you can change the label on a can of chili. It doesn't change the contents. So to answer your question, how we're preparing for SpaceX, this Honorable Commission and the City Manager and everybody's working on our infrastructure, on our airport, as you saw. So we are doing our best to prepare for SpaceX. So it doesn't matter what our logo is. What we have to work on is our infrastructure, our airports. And once we change the contents of the recipe of our chili, believe me, people will just buy it because it's just so good.
He's selling
I
chili.
would like to thank you as well, Ron, and I think that your presentation reflects the extensive nature and the very professional nature and a lot of the caring that you've expressed from the history that your family shares and has contributed to this city. I take a different approach. I see this as a very nice future view. Brownsville is different than it has been, and it will be forever changed with the coming of the medical school and the university and SpaceX. And although it will not be less historic, it will be a different phase in our life. So I thank you for your vision and your careful consideration of all of the things that you mentioned, all of those stakeholders had to say.
I'd like to echo Dr. Gowan's comments. As someone who studied business and majored in marketing with an MBA, I mean, this is excellent. Your marketing plan is also great. So I can appreciate it, and I'm sure a lot of people in Brownsville can too, or the majority can, because it's easy to understand. I also see our city as a progressive city. The history is not, I don't see it being disrespected. The logo has changed several times with no disrespect intended for the previous commission or citizens. So I'd like to commend you as well. Thank you.
Okay, and as we all know, design and change are tough, Ron. But I know a lot of effort was expended on this, and Commissioner Portillo, I thank you for all your efforts. It's not overlooked, because some of these things take time. But at this particular point, I would first of all entertain a motion to close public hearing. Sure.
Just to make a note that Commissioner Portillo, yes, she was a member of the committee, but she only attended maybe one or two meetings, whereas the rest of the committee members were there most of the time. And we actually look at all the designs, and that's what we chose. That was a unanimous vote from all the committee members, just to make that.
No, and I want to thank all the Oversight Committee. I mean, I was just pointing out Commissioner Portillo because she's sitting up here, but I didn't mean to overlook anybody from the Oversight Committee. And so, is there one more public comment before we close? Public comment?
Good evening.
Good evening. Go ahead and state your name, please. And
Yes, my name is Jorge Montero, and I am from the Brownsville Economic Development Council, and I was also a member of the Oversight Committee. I'd just like to add that our current tagline, on the border by the sea, it's beautiful. I loved it. I love history, so I read a lot about everything that's historical about Brownsville, and I understand all of that. But in my opinion, my humble opinion is, I believe that Brownsville is more than just a city on the border by the sea. We are bigger than that. And as the public survey reflects, that we see a lot of potential. Even the residents see a lot of potential in ourselves. And I would like to invite you to share that and think about that. And as far as the logo, yes, like Commissioner De Leon mentioned, I mean, you can change it, but we're always still going to be Brownsville, no matter how we slice it or dice it, right? I believe that the logo is crisp, it's modern. Right now, it's a very exciting time to be here in Brownsville, to be a resident, to be part of Brownsville, of the community as a whole. We have a lot of things going for us. If we open our eyes a little bit more, we will see that. There are a lot of different things going on as far as, education and other opportunities. And I believe that with that train of thought, if we move forward and think like that, progressively, think a little bit more innovation. Of course, change is hard. I don't like change. It's very difficult for me to accept change. But I think that if we give it time, well, like Commissioner Tetreau said, like I need to, digest all of this information. So I think invite the community as a whole to let's think about it. And Commissioner Tetreau, it's a really good point that you made, inviting the community, having them, bring their best. There's a lot of talent here, and it goes from from our kids in school to our entrepreneurs that are here in the city. So I just wanted to let you guys know how I felt, and it was a very humble experience to be part of the oversight committee, something this big that is gonna change the way that people look Brownsville, right? And as far as the comment that was made that Brownsville is the entryway of the United States of America and Texas, yes it is. And that's why, in my opinion, that's how I see it in the logo. And if you see the Texas and then how it emphasizes on the tip, we're not on the tip of Texas. We are at the beginning of Texas and at the beginning of the United States. So we are the entry. We're the portal to the America. So
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Mr. Gonzalez, Mr. Pete Gonzalez, I have a quick question. I intend to make a motion to put this out maybe as even just an honorary logo. What do you think would be an appropriate amount to offer as an incentive for a scholarship?
Well, I think, I'm sorry, this is still public comment. Go ahead.
It's really up to the city commission to decide. 1,000 or 1,500, I don't know.
Is 2,500 okay with you?
Yeah, it's fine. It's a small token. It's not.
You're asking him to pay out of his pocket or?
Yes, I get really mad at me.
He's saying yes to that.
Yeah, don't put Pete on the spot.
I need to put you on the spot.
Yeah, it's a city commission decision.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
I just wanted to check with you.
Anything over 35,000, you have to vote on.
Okay.
Okay, now we have to close public hearing if we can. Can I hear a motion?
Second.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries. Now it's an action item.
I'd like to make a motion to accept all of the reports and data that came with this study and marketing and branding, but I would like to issue a challenge to any student from Brownsville. I challenge you to come up with a logo. It may be our logo, it may be an honorary logo that represents exactly who we are and what we are and what we want the world to know we are.
Unfortunately, the agenda says that this is a public hearing and possible action to adopt a new City of Brownsville logo. So unfortunately, Mark, unless I'm wrong, the Robert Rules of Order say it's an action item either to adopt or to reject.
It's an action item. I took the commissioner's motion as comments. Yeah, the item that's on the agenda is to accept or reject the logo.
Our table.
Or table.
Our table.
Mr. Lopez?
I agree with what Mr. Marcosi mentioned was, again, it's the item right now we're sitting is to either make a motion, so if the motion fails to receive a second or anything, then we can move on for a second decision, but this motion needs to be planned.
So we can come back at a different time and set.
Well, again, the first thing's a motion, and then after whatever you're ready.
Point of order, what is possible action?
Possible action is you can consider whether you want to do many actions. You want to approve it, disapprove it, table it. It gives you an opportunity instead of putting an approval process on it. So you have the options.
And what's the difference between an action? An action is just approve, disapprove, or table.
Or table, correct. And we took consideration that was
between a possible action and an action.
It was based on the communication during when we're city manager presenting the agenda was to put that ability because we didn't want to put any kind of force on it.
Yeah, the difference is the alternative that she's suggesting, either
Yes.
have to adopt it or reject it or table it for the president, and then you can move forward.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, so let me go ahead and make a motion to accept the information but reject the logo. For now.
That's our whole item on the agenda.
Okay,
So
well, to reject the logo, I'll make,
Okay, so first we do ask for, is there
okay,
a
you want to
motion?
go that route?
Is there a motion to approve the logo?
I'll make the,
No, the commissioner's got a motion on the floor.
Yeah,
to
Yeah, she's
reject
got
the
a
logo.
motion to reject it.
okay,
So,
And I will second that
okay,
item.
that works.
okay, we have a motion to reject it and a second. Now we have to go to a vote.
Yes.
All those who agree with that motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And all those opposed say nay.
Nay.
Nay. The nays have it. So now we do have a motion to adopt.
To adopt.
Move to adopt?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay, but a motion to adopt. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed?
Nay.
Aye. I am opposed. I mean, the negative.
There's two nays, and that would be Commissioner Tetreau and De Leon, votes for the logo. So you can signify by doing that. The logo is accepted.
Yes, 4-2, the motion's accepted.
The whole plan is accepted, the whole marketing plan.
Yeah, the whole marketing plan,
Yes.
the way it goes. Okay, item number
Can I
11.
make a quick comment, Mayor, please?
Sure.
Ron, is there any way that we could incorporate what Commissioner Tetreau said? Because I think that was a really good idea, and I think if your group could help us organize something like that or give us direction, because we obviously have never done
Well,
My
anything.
mayor doesn't like that.
Why don't we talk about that and again, this is a public,
We'll have to
you know,
sit down,
I mean,
we'll have to sit down with them and
Yeah.
the Han group, because they finished their work, so
Yeah.
we may be getting into other contractual.
That's right.
Maybe as a
Okay,
donation.
item number 11,
I already asked.
public comment.
Item 11, public comment.